what is breath work? What is breathing? Why do we need to breathe? How do you do it? What do you experience? And all that stuff. So I thought I'd make you a little video about breathing, breath work. What's all this stuff you're hearing, and what is my class all about? So there are many practitioners out in the land of Pachamama, Mother Earth, that are beautiful healers of all sorts of types of breathing modalities to help you deepen your experience in this human body, to help awaken your spiritual self, your light self, your higher self, your knowing self, your highest intelligence. You hear that rumble? So awaken, awaken, awaken. So how we each awaken is very different. Each time we breathe, each time we have a breathing experience, a class, a private session, a session just with self, it can be all different because it's how you show up for yourself. And different breathing exercises, modalities, different ways, shamanic, clarity, cold, hot, fast, slow. I mean, there's all these sorts of different types. There's so many different breathing things under the umbrella of breathing. And people always say, what is yoga? Well, yoga is breath breathing. So if you think about where you get anywhere is by the breath. So it's one breath at a time, one exhale at a time, one inhale at a time, one exhale at a time. So whether you're using your nose, you're using your mouth, you're using your ears, you're using your eyes, you know, our skin is, you know, our largest organ, you know, full of pores. So think about yourself as a whole, and going back to, you know, ancient time, caveman time, cave woman time, of where, you know, healing all began. So the form of breathing that I do a little bit of everything. But if you want to just put it in the beautiful tray of, what is it, you know, what's the word? I always go back to my roots of you know, breathing, and all of my yoga roots, and is pranayama. So it's going into using your breath, which is prana, going into that prana and bringing that life back up into you, right? And so what happens, and why do we need breath work? Well, think about what is going on in this human shell. So whatever your human shell is yours, and here's mine, right? This was once, you know, a buffalo, beautiful buffalo, right? So here's the inside, you know, bone. So I want you to even think about breathing all the way into your skull, all the way into your bones, all the way into your bone marrow, back to ancient times. Forget religion, forget how you were raised about anything. Trying to, you know, this is the place where breathwork can go and move some stories, and move some illnesses and depression and anxiety and fears and doubts and insecurity. And, you know, it can help peel the layers of the who am I, right? So by going into these places, you know, deeper into our body with our breath, we can go into places to heal trauma, to heal wounds, to, I mean, people have gotten off of, you know, sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever addictions are, shopping, TV, you know, whatever it is, codependency. So any and everything forms into this addiction here on earth if it's off balance. So breathing helps bring you back into the balance, right? So I have some little scales here. Oh, here, this is what I can say. Brings you back into balance. So when we're off, we're off. When we're extreme, we go one way or the other. But breathing helps put you just right in this space, right? So I think about that, like, well, okay, is where am I off, you know? And it shows up in different places through Maybe it's heart palpitation, maybe it's a disease, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's depression, maybe it's self-doubt, maybe it's staying in the past voices, maybe it's not believing in yourself, whatever it is. So pranayama is going to take you back into your ancestral roots, back into your remembrance of who you are, breathing, to go back into the deep places to experience that if we need to use our breath to go to the wound, then we need to have space and time and holding space and loving on ourselves and nurturing ourselves to love on that wound, to love on that trauma, to love on that memory. That's the only way we're going to forgive. That's the only way we're going to get back to deep gratitude. It's the only way we're going to get back to the remembrance of who we are. So if you've ever heard people talk about the third eye, so the third eye is right between your eyebrows, right? It's the up into where you put your tongue up to the roof of your mouth, and it goes, third eye up to the roof of your mouth, up to your pituitary pineal gland, which is right into your brain, and crown chakra. So you'll hear me talk about that in some other videos, but you can do a simple, it's like clucking, okay? Might need to moisten your mouth, get your tongue ready, right? Take a breath. Any way that's working. So if your nose is working, your mouth is working. There is no right, there is no wrong. Remember that. So if somebody told you you're doing something wrong, cancel, cancel, cancel. Cancel, 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 cancel. So we're going to erase to start again, right? We're going to exhale to begin again. So we're going to exhale an old memory, maybe somebody that said something or taught something or spoke something over you, and we're going to come back into that breath of remembrance. So moisten up. Remember, we're every element. We're water, we're fire, we're air, we're the earth, we're metal, we're copper, right? So come back to that place of all of your elements, right? That is nature. That's your true essence, okay? So when people say, I don't have a belief system, go to your elements. So we're going to cluck up to our roof of our mouth, a few times, and it's going to wake up the pituitary pineal gland, which is your intuition. And when you can start using your intuition along with breathing, you can have this beautiful breath work experience to help loosen the blocks and the traumas and the voices and the headache and the migraine and the illness and the repeat patterns, the cycles, the hamster on the wheel, okay? Take an inhale. Take an exhale. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. So here we go. You can just watch me first, listen first, and then you can do it. So I'm going to use my tongue and go to the roof of my mouth, and I'm going to push it up, and it's also a good muscle for your tongue, and it's also a good muscle for your neck. Okay, so it's like snapping. It's like knocking on the pituitary pineal gland third eye. You can close your eyes. I call it, even sounds like clucking, right? Hello, may I come in? And you're using your breath, maybe your nose, maybe your mouth, but we're always using our breath. Yes, your nose. Exhale your mouth. So do that several times a day. Start a practice with that. You might even start feeling, the first time I started doing that, ooh, I was sore down in here, right? So think about breathing, putting your breath into anything that you're doing new, anything that you're coming out of a contraction into an expansion. Let's say that one again. You're breathing to come out of to go into a contraction to expand in it. You're going into a contraction to expand. So it's just like when I was giving birth to my daughter, Best Lamaze for me was, counting of fingers. So we can also do it on the exhale. So let's start over. Inhale 1, exhale 1. We'll go to 3. So playing tricks with yourself, using your mouth, using your nose to change the paradigm. See, this whole thing is about to change the paradigm, to start unpeeling and unraveling outside of the webs and the onion peels that no longer serve you. So thinking about how much relief this is going to give you, how much you're at the end result is relief. The end result is peace. The end result is more expansion. The end result is remembrance. And when I say the end result, that means, what are you going to experience out of it? What are you going to benefit from it? Well, you're going to benefit remembering you. You're going to benefit remembering, oh, when I'm not holding on to all the heaviness, the chips on my shoulders, the old critic voice, the old, blah, 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 negative, right? And you come back into your positive. Always come back to the remembrance of the brighter, hey, elemental universe of me, around me and in me. Rumble, rumble into the elements, back to helping remember who I am. So sometimes with breathing, you might have a memory that you had forgotten about. Maybe there's something that loosened in the breath that, it might feel dark before it feels light. It might feel heavy before it feels light. It might feel hurtful and hard and painful before it's light. It might feel like you want to run away before, because it might feel painful. But I'm going to encourage you to remember that this is running into you. This is running back into the marrow of you, the heart, the light, the rainbow inside of you, that trueness of who you are. Ain't nobody can tell you who you are except the divine. Nobody can tell you who you are except the divine. Excuse me. Nobody can tell you who you are except the divine. But you sometimes, we sometimes, I have to, you have to, we have to, individually and collectively come back to the space of stopping, breathing, taking responsibility for self. No more blame game. When we stop and we breathe, we take responsibility for self. We come back home to the heart. The mind are in check together. There's no more tug of war, but they're in balance together, in full love and peace, peace, peace. So this is self-care. This is where you can bring your blood pressure down. This is where you bring, you can release all the anxiety and all the discomfort and the overwhelming feelings and the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and come to a better place. This is where you get your clean slate. This is where you put your both feet on the ground, or your tailbone, or your intention, whatever it is that you have, right? So sometimes we can even take for granted, a lot of times, what we have. By coming back to the breath, we come back to our abundance. By coming back to our breath, we come back into the richness of our soil of who we are. So you might experience tingling, heat, coldness, tears, emotion, excitement, joy, ecstasy, orgasms. Somebody, has said, oh, I feel like I'm hyperventilating, but that's not true, because you're putting more oxygen in than you're putting out. So hyperventilating is when you put more out. We're putting in, we're releasing. It's helping move blood flow. It's helping move toxins. And it's helping you reach a better place in a state. So how do you do it? Where do you do it? What do you need? Well, you need you, and you need you. Where do you do it? Anywhere but driving. Except when you're driving, I want to say, yes, you do breathe when you're driving, but only with your eyes wide open, eyes on both sides of, in the lane. And remember, this is all bringing us back to staying in our lane, staying in our lane, staying in our lane, staying in our lane. So when you are driving, get in a bubble, breathing an inhale and an exhale and staying focused, not on the phone, not texting, and staying focused. Otherwise, pull over, rest stop, pull over, wait until you can have, you're in your home, you're in a park, you're, in a safe place where you can stop, you can sit, you can close your eyes, you can maybe possibly even sit up against, lean your back up against a tree, your feet up, your legs up a tree. You can get your body on the ground, on the earth, on the roots. You can be in your bed. You can be on your couch. You can be on your floor. You can be in nature. So it really is about where you're going to loosen the excuses and just start showing up for you. It's free. It's available. Every inhale, every exhale. It's rich. It's your greatest best friend. It's your remembrance of your vibration. It's your putting you back into your vortex. It's your connection with the divine, putting you back into alignment. It's your wake-up call. It's your grocery store. It's your church. It's your temple. So you just need you. You just need to stop. You just need to breathe. And, maybe go potty first, maybe get a sip of water. I always suggest, like if you can, set yourself up for a nice little session. Get comfortable, have a blanket. With emotions, sometimes we can get a little chilly. So have it available, have a tissue available. Light some sage, light some Palo Santo wood. Set the tone for what it is that you want. But remember, you don't need anything else except you, because you are all the elements. Just stop, breathe, stretch your arms out like an eagle, a hawk, a dragonfly, a butterfly, your favorite animal, your legs up in the air, your body, let it move any way it wants. So show up to grow up. Plant the seed. The seed needs to be in some dark. Pull out the weeds with your taking time for you, breathing with yourself, watering it with belief. I believe in you. And breathe in patience, breathe in joy. Not like, when is it going to happen, but how exciting that you're nurturing. Nurturing is love, nurturing is breath. Seeing that come out of, your soil. And then, it's the good work. It's the good work. So know that you can come meet me in the middle. It takes, you to show up for you. I'm available for you. So you can meet me on my website, BethHardinHealing.com. And you can meet me on a weekly class. You can meet me in a membership. You can meet me in a one-on-one. You can meet me in a comment. You can meet me in a like. You can meet me in vibration. Because every time you do a like, a subscribe, a comment, I know you're there, and I put you in this vortex and into this energy. When you start working with me, we're building this beautiful energy together. So already right now, I know you. I know you before I know you. That's why I'm here, and I'm pushed to be here. So, for myself and for you. So when I remember things, it's I signed up for my contract to help you remember. So can feel hard until it's good, and I am here to walk you on your journey. So rose petals of love, sprinkle of love, and I'll see you soon. Besos, besos.